we understood of the fundamentals of the Sanatana origin. But Bhagavad Gita is considered as the holy book. What Bhagavad Gita is, why is Bhagavad Gita presented, how does it benefit humanity, and what are the principles of Bhagavad Gita?
Okay, so what is Bhagavad Gita first?
Hi, Hare Krishna. Welcome to Gesi Talks. We have heard about Vedanta Sutra. We have heard about various different philosophies on Vedanta Sutra. Swamiji has given us a very beautiful narrative of how all different sampradayas, at least the major set of sampradayas, speak as Vishnu as a supreme personality of Godhead. But all we don't know so much about Vedanta Sutra. We are going deep into Bhagavad Gita now, because Bhagavad Gita, the entire mankind understands that Bhagavad Gita is presented by Lord Krishna for the benefit of humanity. So let us go deep dive into the Bhagavad Gita and the core principles of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So Vedanta Sutra is good. We understood of the fundamentals of the Sanatana origin. But Bhagavad Gita is considered as the holy book. Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna. So all what you have told in your previous episodes. So can we go slowly into what Bhagavad Gita is, why is Bhagavad Gita presented, how does it benefit humanity, and what are the principles of Bhagavad Gita?
Okay, so what is Bhagavad Gita first of all? No, I mean every Indian knows what's Bhagavad Gita. That's not a big thing. Maybe modern youths might not know what is Bhagavad Gita. But as far as, I think after Modi,
Yes.
people know what's Bhagavad Gita, what is Ram, Ayodhya and all.
There is a resurgence of Sanatana Dharma now in
Yeah,
India.
it's coming up. So Gita, but what is Gita? But what is Gita? That people do not know.
Yes.
Now, if we talk about Bhagavad Gita, people think it as a book of religion, Hindu religion.
Yes.
But that will be a very misunderstanding, big misnomer, because anybody who has read Bhagavad Gita, even Westerners, philosopher Schopenhauer, they all read Bhagavad Gita. Oppenheimer, he read Bhagavad Gita. And all of them unanimously conclude that Bhagavad Gita has nothing to do with Hindu religion. It's a book of principles of life.
Okay.
How to lead a life, how to think, and how to behave in society.
Oh.
Yeah. How to connect with your soul and God. All aspects of life, spiritual, mental and bodily well-being.
Oh, everything is covered in Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, that all Bhagavad Gita touches.
Okay.
With. So it's to do with life. It's not to do with Hindu religion.
Oh.
That's the whole point. So that is Bhagavad Gita. With that perspective, if we read Bhagavad Gita, we will understand it properly.
Okay. So can I call it as a manual for our daily life?
Life manual.
It's a life manual.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a life manual.
But seldom do we people read Bhagavad Gita. We hardly, I don't know, it is not in any curriculum.
That's the whole problem.
Okay.
That's the whole problem there. That's not in our curriculum. People don't teach. Because, you know why? Because of all this secularism and, all these things, non-secularism, and, it's a Hindu book, and so that's why we don't want to teach. That's what is a problem there.
Yes.
But if people who have read Bhagavad Gita, and if they see Bhagavad Gita as a life manual, then you can easily introduce.
So it is not for one sect, it's for universally accepted.
Yeah. I mean, there's no word Hindu in Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, there's no word Hindu.
They don't use this word.
Yeah.
They use Sanatana. But Sanatana means eternal principles of life.
Yeah.
That's all, finish.
So that becomes eternal.
Yeah.
Great, Swamiji. First of all, why is it named Bhagavad Gita? Is there any meaning?
Yeah,
for
it is because Bhagavat means God.
Okay.
Gita means song.
It's a song.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's a song sung by God. Now, but by song, don't misunderstand that there has to be some rhyme and music. It's not like that. I mean, Krishna is not fool to sing a song in midst of battlefield.
Okay.
Bhagavad Gita is spoken in midst of battlefield, am I right?
Yes.
Kauravas and Pandavas standing, that's first chapter. Arjuna, Krishna in between the battlefield. So no sane man will sing a song there. Battle is going to begin, they are singing. So then the question comes why it's called Gita.
Yeah.
So you see, Gita song, when you talk about song and poetry, it's not just to do with rhymes and music. Song has also to do with depth.
Okay.
So there are two things, poetry and prose.
Yes.
So prose is general essays, you write something.
Yes.
But the main thing in poetry and song are different layers of understanding in the same sentence. That is poetry.
Okay.
So in poetry, even one sentence can convey many meanings. That's called poetry. So if you see Chinese poetry, there is no rhyme at all. Nothing, but it's a poetry. Because why? Because there is layers of meaning in one sentence. That is called poetry, technically.
Okay. A lot of hidden meanings.
Yeah. Anything which has hidden meanings, that's called poetry.
Oh, okay.
Anything which is explicit, clear, that's called prose.
Oh, that's a very new explanation.
Yeah. It's if you see Natya Shastra, it's there. If you see Alankar Shastra, poetry is defined like that.
Okay.
So why is Bhagavad Gita a song? Because every verse of Bhagavad Gita has many layers of meaning.
Yeah.
That is why it is called a song.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you read one verse of Bhagavad Gita, you might ask how many meanings are there to one verse of Bhagavad Gita. There are 1,000 meanings to one verse of Bhagavad Gita.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends how much depth you have, how much understanding.
So
you
it
have.
all opens up to the person who has depth.
Yeah.
Or else it can be very mundane too.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So that is what is called as Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. And Bhagavad is because it's a song spoken by Bhagavan.
Yeah, it's a song spoken by God.
Okay.
Directly. What's that verse? It's Gita Mahatma. That verse is there. Swayam Mukha Padmanabhasya. It's coming directly from the mouth of God. That is a Bhagavad Gita. Because you see, so you will find Ashtavakra Gita.
Ashtavakra Gita.
Book spoken by Ashtavakra.
Yeah.
And then you will find other Gitas also.
Rudra Gita.
Rudra Gita. Ganesh Gita, spoken by Ganesha.
Yes.
Similarly, Bhagavad Gita.
Oh. So actually people do not see Gita like that. And it's a song, it's something which I heard it now. So then why of all the Gitas, Bhagavad Gita is the best?
Well, there are so many Gitas, but Bhagavad Gita is the best because it's spoken by God. Other Gitas are spoken by rishis or lesser demigods.
Okay.
Because it's spoken by God, obviously it has to be the best.
Oh, okay. And was it spoken to us or was it spoken to Arjuna? And what is the context in which Bhagavad Gita was spoken?
Bhagavad Gita was spoken on the battle of Kurukshetra. It was about to begin. That's first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna spoke it to Arjuna. Now, Krishna spoke it to Arjuna. And the context was that Arjuna was depressed. He didn't want to fight. He was discouraged. Krishna wanted him to fight. So to inspire him to fight for sake of protecting religion, that is Bhagavad Gita context.
Okay.
But that is external. Internal was Krishna wanted Arjuna to serve him, to fulfill his desire. And at that point, Krishna's desire was that he should fight. So through Bhagavad Gita, Krishna wants to give us a message, what I want that you should do. Not that what you want that you should be doing.
Okay.
Through this whole scenario.
Oh, okay. So, is it spoken to only Arjuna, right? Nobody else in the battlefield could conceive Bhagavad Gita?
People could hear, but they couldn't understand.
Okay.
Demigods were hearing Bhagavad Gita. It is said, and basically some people say time stopped. Time paused and only Arjuna could hear.
Oh, time paused for that.
Yeah. Arjuna could hear Bhagavad Gita. Sanjay could hear.
Yes.
And Dhritarashtra.
Yeah.
I mean, he could not hear, but Sanjay was translating Bhagavad Gita to Dhritarashtra. And some demigods.
Okay. And so the message that Bhagavad Gita, the Lord wanted to give this message is for humanity through Arjuna. Great. So how does, the course of Bhagavad Gita, now it starts and how does it proceed? I want to hear from you, Swamiji, that where does it start? What are the different adhyayas? How does it go forward and all of that?
Bhagavad Gita, there are 18 chapters, 700 verses. Now you see, there are two ways I can talk. I can talk very theoretical because we teach to students. But here I think I would like to present Bhagavad Gita in a very, practical way, so that people can really get to understand what is Bhagavad Gita.
Understand and also implement
and
that
apply in their life.
Apply in their life.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So, of course, Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters and 700 verses. That's okay. But Bhagavad Gita begins with, you see, the progression of Bhagavad Gita is very important to understand. Because many people don't understand the progression. They read some chapters of Bhagavad Gita which appear completely disconnected. Or they read Bhagavad Gita in a way which, in a very theoretical way.
Yes.
Okay, this thing, then this follows, then this point. It all seems connecting, but it's not useful to their life. So Bhagavad Gita is divided, 18 chapters are divided into six chapters, three sections. First 6, second 6, and last 6. So first 6 chapters are all about teaching us how to act for God.
Okay.
That is called Karma Yoga.
Okay.
And the next 6 chapters from 7 to 12, they're talking about how to feel God.
Okay.
How to engage our feelings in service of God. And the last 6 chapters from 13 to 18, they are talking about how to connect our intelligence with God. How to really think of God.
Okay.
And that's what we are, isn't it? Acting, feeling and thinking. Thinking, feeling and willing. That's what we do.
Yes.
So all these psychological components of a man should be engaged in service of God.
Okay.
How they should be, Bhagavad Gita is talking in 3 sections.
Oh, okay. So this 666 is your understanding?
That's not mine. That's given by all acharyas, commentaries. They have analyzed like that.
Oh, okay.
Not just Gaudiya Vaishnavas. I want to say Sri Sampradaya Yamanacharya. He was the first person to divide Bhagavad Gita like that. Analyze it like that.
Okay. Yeah. So this analysis of division is there from before.
Yeah.
Okay. So now many people have heard Bhagavad Gita, and unfortunate is that in the society that I know of, Bhagavad Gita is played in houses of dead. Wherever somebody is dead, they'll play Bhagavad Gita. All his life he would have not heard Bhagavad Gita. But when there is a dead body in the house, or if you hear any Bhagavad Gita play coming in this society, you have to, probably understand that somebody is dead in that house. That's how we have made Bhagavad Gita as.
Yeah.
Nobody ever read it for their practical application in their life.
That's a ritual, by the way. It's a ritual, and it's of. I mean to say, people. Bhagavad Gita is a manual of life. It's not a manual of death.
Yes, it's a manual of life. Very beautifully said.
But they are like reading at the time of death. I don't know. It's a nonsense ritual. It doesn't make any sense.
Yes. So Swamiji, now you said the first 6 part is all about how to it's karma, how to do for the God, right? What to do for the God. What is the first 6th?
First 6 chapters, Karma Yoga.
Karma Yoga.
Now, Karma Yoga people understand in a wrong way. People think Karma Yoga means doing a job nicely, doing a work nicely in this world, but that's wrong. Yoga means connection, Karma means action.
Yes.
So when you act in a way that you connect with God, that's Karma Yoga.
When you act in a way to connect with the God is called Karma Yoga. Wow.
Yeah, simple.
Karma Yoga is not that you just work and don't,
expect results or do something good. That's not.
This is not the meaning of Karma Yoga.
No.
Can you repeat it again? Very beautiful narrative. What is Karma Yoga?
Karma Yoga teaches us how to act for God.
Yeah.
In order to connect with Him.
how to act for God to connect to Him. Wow. It's a new explanation of Karma Yoga. Okay. So can we do this Karma Yoga? Like, can you please help us to understand the first part of the Bhagavad Gita today?
About Karma Yoga?
Yes.
Well, it's simple. I mean to say, we act. We have so many actions in the society. We have to speak. We have to walk in the society. Walk in the society means interact with people. And basically, interaction with people are two things. Speech. That's very important part, communication that we do. And then the second part is direct interaction with people. Like parents, teacher, So that Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to act, how to speak in the first 6 chapters. How to respect your elders. How to respect spiritual people. Okay. How to behave with different people in the society. For example, how to behave with brahmanas, wise people, rishis and saints. Okay, how to behave with juniors. But that behavior should be in such a way that it helps you to remember God.
Okay.
It's not just mundane behavior. Okay, I have to respect my elders. Okay, no. But Bhagavad Karma Yoga teaches, okay, respect your elders. But when you respect, you should think that I am respecting super soul within his heart.
Okay.
So that respect helps you to actually connect with God, because you're thinking about God now. It's not mundane thing. Right?
Yes, agreed.
So all these dynamics Bhagavad Gita teaches. For example, at what time you should get up, Bhagavad Gita will teach you. That's action. What time you should sleep, Bhagavad Gita will teach you. But you should get up early in the morning and then meditate on God. That Bhagavad Gita teaches. Not just get up and start running in the park, and that's not Bhagavad Gita.
Agreed.
So action for connection.
Action for connection. Beautiful.
Yeah, that is Bhagavad Gita teaching. That is first 6 chapters. This is one part. Another part of Bhagavad Gita is actually, so Bhagavad Gita will tell you what are the duties of householder, what is the duty of a renunciate, what is the duty of a king, Raj-rishis. Bhagavad Gita first 6 chapters are talking about. What is the duty of brahmanas, people who are guiding the society. So all these topics Bhagavad Gita covers. When individually and socially people act according to Bhagavad Gita, then their consciousness starts connecting with God.
Okay.
And they elevate.
Oh.
That's how it goes.
So this is all Karma Yoga, whatever you said.
Yeah.
So what is the second one?
Second one is then Bhakti Yoga, middle 6 chapters. So when you act for God and keep on acting for Him, then you start developing feelings for Him.
Okay.
Now you have to, when you start developing feelings, then you should know how to engage it into His service. So how to engage? So second 6 chapters are talking about how to engage your feelings in the service of God. How to engage our feelings in service of God? By praying, by chanting His names, by hearing about Him from saints, which is called as Bhakti Yoga.
Oh, okay. So all the second 6 are called Bhakti Yoga.
Yeah.
So one is how to do for God. Second is how to connect to the God. This is what it is. You said first 6 is
first 6 is how to act for God so that we connect with Him.
Yes.
And the second 6 chapters is how to feel God, how to engage our feelings for God so that we connect to Him.
Oh.
Bhakti Yoga.
Yeah, how to feel. Okay. Done.
That's Bhakti Yoga. I'm talking in a very general sense.
Yeah. Overall, first let us understand an overall perspective of what Bhagavad Gita is.
So in Bhakti Yoga teaches how to feel for God. What kind of feeling should we have for God? So we should have a feeling of servitude.
Okay.
Servitude. We develop a feeling of service, that He is our master, I must serve Him.
Okay.
With that feeling, when we do something for God, that is Bhakti Yoga.
Okay. Great. Good to hear that. So
that is
this is the second 6.
Yeah. And the third 6 is Gyana Yoga. So Gyana Yoga teaches, okay, fine. Now you are acting for God. and you're acting with a feeling of service, service attitude there.
Hmm.
But now you have to understand, when we do all these things, then there'll be some obstacles on the path of
Okay.
devotion. Am I right? There'll be some obstacles.
Yes.
What are those obstacles? How to remove those obstacles? When those obstacles will get removed, then how we will advance? All these things are Gyana Yoga, knowledge.
Okay.
By intelligence, we are trying to understand.
Okay.
And we are also trying to understand that when we pray God, when we start chanting His holy name, what happens in us? What's the mechanism? That's all Gyana Yoga. Gyana knowledge, by that we understand mechanism.
Yeah.
So all these things are Gyana Yoga.
Oh, great.
Applying intelligence in service of God to understand all these things and then connect with Him.
Oh, okay.
That is Gyana Yoga.
But connecting with the God is a common process.
Common yoga.
Okay.
Yoga means connection. Karma
Yes.
Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Gyana Yoga.
Jnana Yoga.
Now the whole point is, if I want to put it simply, first 6 chapters will tell you what to do for God.
Okay. Agreed.
Second 6 chapters will tell you how to do.
Okay.
And the last 6 chapters will tell you why.
Oh, okay.
And all 3 we need to do anything nicely, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
When
all.
you know how to do, then he will also understand why to do.
Yeah. So Karma Yoga will tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Bhakti Yoga will tell you how to do, with what feelings and
Yes.
attitude. And Gyana Yoga will tell you why to do.
With a good understanding of what you are doing to the God.
Why you are doing, what's the point of all these things.
Okay.
So that is entire Bhagavad Gita.
So it's a beautiful narrative of Bhagavad Gita. First of all, I had some other imagination that this chapter is called Karma Yoga, that chapter is called Karma Sannyasa Yoga, the other chapter is called Jnana Yoga, 12th chapter is called Bhakti Yoga.
Yeah.
So, but then now that, you took us like first 6, this particular partition of Bhagavad Gita I have not heard of.
Yeah.
But in a nutshell, you have covered it for a basic understanding of 6. So it's good, Swamiji. So we'll go deep into the first 6 chapter in our next podcast. Is there anything that we're missing other than this bifurcation of 666, or is there any other important point of Bhagavad Gita?
Well, there are some important points which people should know before reading Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
The first thing is that Bhagavad Gita also, we can also see Bhagavad Gita in a very different way altogether.
Okay.
The first chapter, second chapter specifically, and that's talking about soul and body.
Okay.
Now Krishna begins with a theme: you're not this body, you are spirit, soul. That's the theme.
Okay.
And that's very essential because Krishna wants to emphasize that this is the basis of all knowledge.
Okay.
You're not this body. Dehinosminatha dehe kaumarya avnam jara. That second chapter. And then Krishna goes to the third chapter. Third chapter is actually karma. Third chapter, anyway, I'll not take the names. Third chapter is talking about, okay, if you're soul, what's your duty? My duty is to serve God because I am soul and I belong to God. Am I right?
Yes.
And the fourth chapter then will talk about, okay, now you have to act for God. So then how to act for Him? That fourth chapter is talking little bit, not in detail, but little bit.
Okay.
And then fifth chapter is talking about, okay, you should act with knowledge. Don't act ritualistically.
Yeah.
And like in a superstition way. Act with knowledge. Try to understand, then act. That is fifth. And then sixth chapter is, if you want to act for God, be attentive.
Okay.
That's called Gyana Yoga, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So be attentive. Be focused. Don't be distracted. Sixth chapter. And then seventh chapter. So when you keep on acting for Him, then you want to know who is He more. Like you become inquisitive. Seventh chapter is knowledge of absolute truth. You want to know about Him. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. They're all talking about God, basically. Who is God?
Okay.
And they're talking about love. And when you keep on acting for Him, then you develop feelings. Second, sixth chapter, feeling develops into love. So all these topics come until 12th chapter.
Okay.
11th, 12th. And then in these chapters also, God's greatness, 10th, 11th chapter. God's sweetness, 12th chapter, that is revealed. You see, the more you act for him, the more Krishna reveals himself. And you want to know about him. That is all middle chapters.
Okay.
And then afterwards, the last 6 chapters are about Gyana Yoga, 13th chapter. Now they're talking about, okay, what problems you will face when you will do all these things. 13th chapter is talking about your own selfishness will be a big problem. You have to overcome that. 14th chapter will talk about the problems in this material world, some diseases, tsunamis. Be careful about that, Don't be entangled in that. And then that will be determined when all these problems come. Then 15th and 16th, 17th chapter, they're talking about faith.
Okay.
Develop your faith. How to increase your faith in devotion. How to keep your faith in face of all the problems.
Okay.
And then 18th chapter summarizes that change. Don't just be interested in changing your externals. Change your internals.
Okay.
If you change yourself from internally, externally will automatically change. There Bhagavad Gita ends.
Okay.
So this is another way we can see entire Bhagavad Gita
beautiful.
Nicely.
Beautiful explanation. So we understood on a chronological order how it is going on. Great, Swamiji. So in the next episode, we will go chapter by chapter into Bhagavad Gita from the first to the last, and how do we practically implement what we have learned from Bhagavad Gita. So
yeah.
Thank you so much for this explanation,
Hare
Swamiji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.